What's going on? We are live. It's 9 a.m. every weekday, 9 a.m. We're going to be hitting you with some stuff. Whether it's some AI stuff, whether it's some technology stuff, whether it's some software stuff, whatever it is to help your business grow, that's what I'm going to be hitting you with. So today, I want to break down, is ChatGPT dead? Let's pull back the layers and see what's going on with ChatGPT. All right, let's go. Woo! I gotta get my intro video. Until I get my intro video, that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna go, woo. But how I sound, So ChatGPT, man, the first thing I want to talk about is just these ads. They're gonna be rolling out ads, right? And the last thing I'm gonna talk about is probably the most important thing because there's a shift in technology, right? And is this working? Oh, that means it's dead. Can y'all hear me good? Let me see the comments. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? DJ J Lane's in the building. What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the show. We live every day, 9 a.m. 9 a.m. we live. We doing this. We talking about some good stuff. Now, you can take this information today and apply it to the stock market, but I know OpenAI is about to go public, but the first thing, so I got my little notes here, so, let me read my notes. All right. The signs of ads. What does this mean for ChatGPT? They are rolling out ads. Oh, man. This is like Netflix, right? Does that necessarily mean you're done? Does it mean it's over? Does it mean that the user experience is going to be tarnished? Maybe. What you think, right? So they're going to be rolling out ads with the base level ChatGPT. So it's going to be no more free. Like, it's free, but it's with ads, and they may have a paid option that you're going to be paying for. Oh, I didn't put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I'm sorry, guys. What does that mean, though? Like, so everything I want to talk about is how was it affected in the past, right? How does history tell a future? So I know Netflix lost a lot of customers when they rolled out the ads, right? Because Netflix doesn't have a free level at all. Netflix has a paid option, which is like $7.99. It's like you can keep your $7.99, but it's going to be ads. It's like a slap in the face. And Netflix, like for the first few months, they lost a ton of subscribers, right? I think this is the same thing here. I don't think that will be the death of ChatGPT, right? I don't think rolling out ads is going to affect them in the long run. Maybe the short run, but they have a free, like you're getting a lot of information. Like ChatGPT is it's like a strong engine. So you can't really be, I don't think ChatGPT is going to be, affected by the ads. It's a short-term thing, right? So that's the first thing, Sam Altman has been panicking. His code red. I ain't gonna front though. When he does a code red in the company, he puts fire under people's butts, right? And like I told you before in the previous videos, that ChatGPT image engine is unbelievable. It's crazy. It's actually better than Gemini right now, like as of January 21st, 2026, right? Number two, I'm sorry. They are burning cash like crazy. They're running out of money. Like if you look at we can't, this is not like a public company, but we know like from them asking for money, from them the desperation of asking people for money, they're running out of cash. They're not making any money, right? So they're not making enough money. And yesterday we talked about like having a great product, which ChatGPT does. It has a great product, right? But what the product costs to use and how much they're charging is a disconnect, right? So this is what you're seeing. You're actually seeing in real time that a company has a great product, right? But they don't know how to price their product. They aren't pricing their product enough so it can be, profitable for the company. So every user say is worth $22, right? And I think the lowest subscription to ChatGPT is $20. That's $2, right? Just say you're losing $2 per subscriber because you got to average out the free customers, right? You're losing $2 a subscriber, right? If you times that by hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, that's billions of dollars a month, right? So imagine how much cash they're just burning through. Now, the good thing for ChatGPT, unlike our companies, they get they've got tons and tons of money, right? But that doesn't even play a part where, Elon Musk is attacking them there. He's suing them and taking them to court. So that's a whole nother story. But the cash burn is really serious. It's real serious. So, you know, I think they're gonna have to slow down spending, right? But how? Now you got to think a lot of their spending is coming from usage. It's not like they're doing ads, right? Like they may have a couple of ads out there, but the spending is coming from usage. The data being produced at like millions of every second, of millions of pieces of data being processed. So that is an issue. I see that as an issue, right? Because there's no way you can continue to spend all this money, and if investors stop giving you money, and your product doesn't profit at all, you're in trouble, right? You need the one thing Netflix had. They had a lot of people giving them money. Plus, they had a good user base paying money. So that was one thing that Netflix had that ChatGPT didn't have. Because I don't know the exact number, I could probably get it. But I'm sure it's a small percentage that pays for ChatGPT. And I don't know why you wouldn't pay for ChatGPT, because you get a lot of extra features, and it's a good platform, right? The third thing I want to talk about, right? The chatbots, which is, Claude, ChatGPT, all these things, right? They're very good, right? And listen. I just started using something called, we'll get to that later. Get that later. But yeah, I can play you. It's something called a chatbox, and it's something called an operator. If you understand what that means, then you know what I'm talking about. So a chat box, let's talk about it. And now ChatGPT, before I go into this, ChatGPT can become an operator. They have like an agent mode and stuff like that, but they can become an operator. It's just, they have the technology. But a ChatGPT, a chat box, I tell it things, it tells me things back, right? There's the only tangible thing that it can give me is information, right? I'm telling it something and it's telling me something back. An operator is I tell it to do something and it goes and does it. That's what an operator is, right? And you might be thinking, who does that? Yeah, there's companies, like literally I can say, can you post on my Instagram every day, Monday through Friday, go grab clips from this page and make them into shorts and post on my page every single day? Yes, that's called an operator. ChatGPT doesn't have the capabilities of doing that right now. So now ChatGPT needs to become an operator, because I started using an operator a couple weeks ago. And you know how I do. I'm gonna use it, get all the things out of it, and then I'm gonna bring it on to y'all. I don't want to bring that to y'all yet, because I want to know. Remember, I don't tell you guys stuff until I'm really fully comfortable talking about it. But I know what the operator is. So I love my ChatGPT. I still use my ChatGPT for images, right? Because it is a great image generator. It is a great image generator, and it's doing really better than Nano, Banana, and all the other ones. So I still use it for that. I use it for like quick information. Like, it's my new Google, right? So ChatGPT has become the new Google, right? So number 3, I think ChatGPT definitely needs to become an operator. Like, to survive out here in this world, you're gonna have to become an operator. So when they first came out, they were the monopoly. Can we all agree? Can we all agree? They were the monopoly. If you agree, put yes in the chat. They were the monopoly. Now, what's happened is ChatGPT has a lot of competitors, and competitors are getting better in certain areas of the product, right? My man Jay Lane still in the building. That means if I got all right, my man Jay Lane, what's up, Jay Lane? If they are not the monopoly anymore, which they're not, because there's so many competitors, what's going to happen to them? Their market share, like their market share went from here to now it's here. They have to give it up. It's like Tesla. Tesla's here, and now they're just giving up market share, giving up market share, giving up market share. But Tesla's shifting. You see, Tesla's shifting its focus on other things. It's shifting its focus on data. It's shifting its focus on autonomous. It's shifting its focus on Uber. What is ChatGPT going to shift its focus on? That's the real question. What is ChatGPT going to shift its focus on? Is it going to shift more on being an operator? Is it going to shift more on enterprise? Is it going to shift more on schools? Whatever it is, it may have to make a shift, because as you lose market share in one industry, you can take over another industry. You do have the technology to do that. So they are not a monopoly anymore. That is a fact. Let's see. This is the next topic. Is ChatGPT getting dumber? I don't believe that. I believe ChatGPT is definitely getting smarter. As I speak to ChatGPT, I realize that it's starting to get my tone. My responses are the same. My responses are getting better. The image generator is better. I think definitely ChatGPT has definitely grown. I know when it first came out, it was like middle school and then high school, and now it's like college. But ChatGPT I don't think that's a problem. It's not a problem at all. If you think that's a problem, put a yes in the chat. But nah, I think we good on that. We good on that. I can't even, like, that's not even a real thing. So now, like I was saying, the legal nightmares, right? Elon Musk is suing them for billions, right? And now what happened with Elon Musk, right? Elon and Sam Altman, they actually founded this company called ChatGPT, right? And I don't even know, why would you want to go against a guy like Elon? He's probably one of the most powerful people in the world, right? And they founded this company. I guess they came at odds, and Sam wanted to charge for the service, and Elon wanted to give it for free. Elon, that's why the company was called Open AI, right? It's Open AI. If and it's like Google's mostly Google's framework is open. It's like open code, basically, right? So everything that they build is open to the public. You can have it, right? And that's what Elon Musk's vision for OpenAI, to give it to the public. If you think about Tesla's charging technology, how you can, put the battery technology and all these technologies in Tesla is free to everybody. So there's like Lucid's car company is using Tesla's car technology, right, for free. All these different companies is using Tesla's engineering, their expertise for free. They're using their IP for free. Elon gives that to them. Now, Elon could charge one day a license fee and make billions and billions of more money. But that was his vision for OpenAI, to make it free for everyone. Sam didn't want that. And now they are at odds, and Elon wants his money. He wants his money, right? He's going to sue him for going against what they agreed upon and all that. And now he's battling that. Plus, he's probably got other lawsuits. So it's like, what am I supposed to do, right? What am I supposed to do? Like, he has to focus on building his company. He has to focus on competitors, leaving him. He got to focus on technology being better. He got to focus on all this stuff. Meanwhile, he's got one of the most powerful people trying to sue him. Well, suing him. So that is definitely an issue. So we got like 3 issues here so far. All right, we got a couple more topics. So the monetization trap. Now, I spoke a little briefly on this on the paid side, right? On the ad side, right? But when I talk about the monetization trap, is the goal was to get as many users using this active in this application as possible, right? The issue is he gave it to people for free. And if 80 or 90% of the users are using this platform for free, it's causing a burden for the company, because it's draining money. It's burning cash, burning fast, cash fast. So now what happens, right? How many people have used something for free and then started to become charged for it? It's pretty hard to give something for free and now charge somebody for it. So that is the issue they're facing. They want to charge everybody now, but it's unfortunate they can't, right? And then that last one I may talk about it. Like, one of the operators, they've got to $100 million revenue in recurring revenue within like 8 months, because they don't have a free they don't have a free service. It's all paid, but they're operator, right? It's a lot of technology built inside of that. It's a lot of things you can do with it, and it's but that is the issue they're facing. How can we charge our customers, right, when we've been giving them all this information for free? What are we going to do? We have to figure something out, because if I put ads, like I talked about, it's going to disrupt the user experience. But does that actually diminish the users using it? Are they going to go to Claude? Are they going to go to Gemini? That's a good question. Like, Netflix has no competitor when it comes to like paid streaming service. Like, they're like number one, right? Then you got Disney, you got Hulu and all that, but you can't watch like The Rip. You ain't watching that nowhere else. That's their moat. Their moat is their exclusive content, right? ChatGPT doesn't really have a moat anymore. What's their moat? What is the thing that separates them from everything else? They don't have it, because what I could do with ChatGPT, I could use something else. So that's where the issue becomes. If they do put these ads in place, people may go somewhere else because they don't have to deal with it, right? Netflix, you had to deal with it. So it's something good to think about, and to really understand that ChatGPT is really in trouble. I mean, there comes, you comes to a point where, yeah, you used to be number one, but the worst thing about the hardest thing about number one is you have to stay number one, right? And it's all these people down here coming to take your spot. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably the hardest thing about being number one, is you always have to work harder than everybody else. Meanwhile, they're trying to bring you down. And that's what's happened to ChatGPT. It was number one. So I don't know. And the last one I want to talk about. If you've been sitting under a rock, and you haven't been looking, Apple has joined forces with Google. What do I mean? Does anyone know what that means when Apple has joined forces with Google? So Google has a really good chat box, right? It has really good AI. They actually were the first ones with the technology like ChatGPT, right? ChatGPT just brought it to the forefront first. But Google was trying to make it perfect. That's why if you notice Gemini's first version, it really sucked. And they didn't want to bring it out, but they had to, because they realized that they didn't want to have ChatGPT take all the market share. So they came out, whatever. But they understood the technology for a really long time. And they've been working on it. And now they're really, really good, right? So Apple used to have, and they probably still do it. I don't know when the partnership ends, but they have ChatGPT built inside of their AI, their artificial intelligence, they call it, right? But they realize that it's not working. It's not doing well. It's not a good product, right? It's not, people aren't using it. And that's how they tell if it's a good product or not. If people are using it, people aren't using it. And also ChatGPT, they decided to take the best designer, the product designer in the world, John Ivey, and bring him onto their team, and they're building a product like an iPhone. So iPhone, their ego, they're number one company to have the ego. They said, "Oh, what? You're gonna try to take our spot while we partner with you? Oh, okay, watch this." So now they are ending the partnership with ChatGPT and moving to Google, and Google is now going to be the back end to Siri, right? So when you speak to Siri, Siri is going to be using the Gemini framework. Now, remember what I said in the beginning. I always look at the history. I go back in the past to see what's going to happen in the future. Who remembers the Apple G-Mac, the G3, the G4 Pro, and all that? Who remembers that? Anybody remember the Mac Pros and Gs and all that? Remember that? So Apple used to produce their own chip with IBM, right? They used to produce their own chip. And they realized that it wasn't a good chip. So they partnered with a company called Intel. Does anybody know Intel? Intel was a lot better at power consumption than Apple was at the time. And this is like 10, 12 years ago. Intel, Intel became the number one the processor for Apple for a long time. But during that process, Apple wasn't sleeping. One, Apple felt that Intel couldn't keep up with the demand, right? And at some point, Apple started to work on their own chip in the dark, right? So they've looking at the technology, because now once you partner with these companies, you've got access to technology. Now there's some loopholes and stuff to use their technology and build your own, but it's like time constraints and all that, which it is probably in the Intel, and it's going to be in the Google. But what history tells me is when Apple gets something wrong, they go to the leading competitor and partner with them and gather all the information from that technology or that partner, and they start building their own. And that's what I think is going to happen now. They're going to partner with Gemini, right? Which is cool, but they're going to start to understand the architect of AI. They do not have anybody in that company that understands AI like ChatGPT, OpenAI, or Google. They don't. It's simple as that. Because if they did, then you would be using artificial intelligence by Apple, but you're not. So I think what's going to happen is they're going to understand AI. They're going to get people, all their programmers and technology experts and everything, and they're going to start to build their own AI from Google's platform. And I think that right there makes me believe Apple is going to, in about 5 years, remember I'm saying it's January 21st, 2026, 5 years from now, Apple is going to be a major competitor in the artificial intelligence space, because their foundation hasn't been constructed yet. And with them partnering with Google, now they're gonna be able to construct a foundation that is gonna be sustainable for the future, right? And that's the big thing. So I think history is repeating itself again. They're gonna just steal Google's technology and create their own. But this does hurt ChatGPT, because obviously we don't know how much they was paying. I don't know how much they were paying ChatGPT. They were paying ChatGPT to use the technology. But whatever it was, that is a hit to ChatGPT. They lost all that revenue, right? They lost all that market share. And when you tell me that Apple is, not the leader in the space and they're losing market share, they're in trouble. How many people on this call, or how many people in the world use ChatGPT, Gemini, use all these different softwares on an iPhone or on an Apple product? As long as you have the software, the hardware is going to be needed, right? And we all know Apple makes the best hardware. It makes the most beautiful hardware, and Apple's been rumored to be bringing out a $600 laptop that is going to steal all the competition from the low end. So Apple ain't going nowhere. Like I always tell everybody, where do you put your money at? Just put it in Apple. Apple is a great company. They know what they're doing. Tim Cook has been, he's been talked about in bad lights, and he's not doing well. He's not doing good. He took this company to a $4 trillion company. I mean, what do you want from the man? It's like how many times can one company like lead a space in something, right? Whether it was the iPad, the iPhone, the iPod, right? The iMac, the Mac computer. Like it keeps reinventing itself and becoming the number one player in that industry. So they're fine. This is their their moment where they're gonna take a step back. They understand. See, a lot of times companies have their egos, and their egos put them out of business. Write this down. Take this. This is a gem. A lot of times, the leaders of the companies, the egos allow them to lose their business. Right? Why? Because they know they're doing well. They know they're not growing. They're in jeopardy of losing their business, and they know if they partner with someone, it could stop everything. but their egos get in the way, and they just say, I'm not going to partner because that's going to be humiliating, and people are going to look back down to me, and their egos allow them to lose their business. The thing about Apple, they didn't let their ego get in the way. They realized that they weren't great at something, and they partnered with somebody that is going to be better for the situation. Collaboration over competition, as my man MG would say. Yo, listen, I'm out of here. I love you guys. Every day, 9 a.m., I'm here, you here. Let's go. Weekdays, we there. Uh-oh. Later, y'all. It was fun. Do y'all like these kind of conversations? Let me know in the comments if you like these conversations, where I don't really tell you what to do, but I talk about different companies, because I want this format to be like dope. I want to do this format a lot, because this format allows me to pump up in the algorithm, because ChatGPT is something being talked about now. So this is going to be easier for my videos to pop up in the algorithm. So hit me up. I'll see y'all later.